Going live. Is it on? Is it on? It's on. Well, I never went live before. Oh man, we got people here already. What's up? So what are you guys doing today? I can tell you I just got done playing, I'm off on Tuesday, and I just got done playing Warzone on Xbox. I just signed up for it for the first time. I haven't played that game in probably 2 years. Wow, look at all these people. What's up? So I haven't played it in like probably a good year and a half, 2 years. So I signed up for live on Xbox. This way I can get Warzone. So I spent the better part of the day playing that. I got as low as being the 4th person left out of 150, so that was pretty cool. And most of the time I was getting my butt kicked, but you know, you got to get back into groove and back into gameplay. I am doing good. This is pretty cool. Rick says it's 70 degrees in San Diego. Right now, here in Jersey, it's cloudy. It's rainy. And it's 36. No, it's 41 degrees. Warmed up a little bit. So I really don't know what I'm going to do as far as going on live. My whole plan was to come down here and try to use live with the GoPro and hook it up, you know, so I can do live stream through this because the camera quality is a lot better. The microphone's a lot better, but I can't figure out how to get this to work. Try it through the phone, try it through the computer. Doesn't work. This is actually a lot easier, though. Where are the glasses? The glasses are probably in my car. Actually, I think they're upstairs. There they are. Oh, man. All right, what do we got here? Hope the snow is melting. Snow's melting a little bit. Actually, it's funny. Where I live, the roof is forming like these huge icicles. I mean, they're like 2.5 to 3 feet long, and they're 3 stories up. So as you walk into the front doorway, you got to look up and make sure you time it right because otherwise you can get hit with icicles. Happened to me the other day. Got hit in the shoulder. And, you know, no big deal. Took the shovel to the lower ones that I could knock off and knock them all off. Right back. All right, man, let's look at some of these comments, see what we got. Do you guys hear a fan in the background? I got like a little space heater right off camera here. It's a little cool down here. I don't know if it's in the audio, if it's annoying. No, all right, cool. Pros and cons of being a salesperson, Colton asks. Pros, you know, it's a fun job. I enjoy it. The money's good. You know, if you know, you sell cars, obviously. I'm pretty fortunate where I am because we have a really good pay plan. You know, it includes a salary, it includes commissions, it includes bonuses. Plus, you earn from you know, your manufacturer as well as the dealership. So, you know, no complaints there. I like it because I really kind of can be my own boss at my desk. You know, we just manage ourselves throughout the day, and you know, the whole idea is just get as many customers as can, get in front of people, sell cars, follow up. You know, you really don't have any set schedule throughout the day, so you can, you know, wander the lot, take walks, do product knowledge. You know me, I film, you know, throughout the day, you know, stuff like that. So you know, it's It's a long day. That's probably one of the negatives. And actually, it's gotten a lot better since COVID, because before COVID, we were open from 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, Saturdays 9 to 6. And they changed it to where we're open 9 to 7:30, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 6 on Friday, and then 9 to 5 on Saturday. So I basically get home a lot earlier than I'm used to, which is cool, because when I was doing the running and stuff at the end of the year, it's awesome. I get home by 8 o'clock and I'm done running by 8:45. Whereas normally I would get home at 9:30. I'd go out and run. I wouldn't get in until 10:30, almost 10:45. So it was pretty. It's pretty nice getting out earlier, especially on Fridays. Tahoes that we've sold, the average price of the ones we're selling are the signature package LTs, which are like 63 to 65,000. I would say the majority of people are leasing them right now. Leases are in the sevens to eights, in that range. I've done Suburban, and I've done a couple Tahoes as high as $1,000 a month as high countries. That's a discount in the car with some of these discount programs we have, like first responder, educator, stuff like that. But right now, they're definitely a little pricey. We got a Kia salesman from Florida. That's pretty cool. I have a really good idea. So somebody's asking how much I make, right? And it's a very personal question. So it's one of those things that you try to answer without actually answering. But I have a really good idea to make a video about pay plans. So what I'm going to do, actually, if there's any salesmen here, if you want to email me your pay plan, my goal is, or my thought is, to get like 5 different dealership pay plans, and then take those pay plans, apply it to the cars I sold that particular month, and see the difference of what you would make at 5 different stores with 5 different pay plans. And by doing it that way, it'll keep it anonymous that my pay plan won't be out there, because I don't know other employees and other dealerships locations under Schumacher Chevy, who I work for. I don't think we all have the same pay plans. A lot of us were grandfathered in from other stores and other ownership. So to keep that stuff kind of private, it would be a good way to do that. So my email, dave@schumacherlivingston.com. I'll put it down in the description or so. If you're a salesman and you want to send me just a copy of your pay plan outlined, or type it up in an email, that'll help me maybe make that video, which would shed some light on how much you could make as a salesperson. Because it could be, you can have salespeople in the same store. You can have one guy making $50,000 a year. You can have another guy making $150,000. It all depends on what you're producing and how much you make. How many cars you sell, that sort of thing. Best-selling Chevrolet at our dealership is probably the Equinox. We sell a tremendous amount of those. Second to that, I would say, would be the Traverse. Those are our big sellers. The Equinox, you can get leather in a Premier model, or you can get it in an LT model with a leather package in a 2021 now. I did get my motorcycle license. David White asks. I got my motorcycle license. I had to go to Motor Vehicle New Jersey because of COVID. It was closed. Basically, you had to get there super early to get a little slip they give you, and then they text you, and then you wait in your car until they text you back, and then you can come in to get the work done. So that morning, it was a Tuesday morning. I got there at 4 in the morning. I was number 34 in line. They opened at 8. Actually, they opened at 8:30, and by like 9:30, I was done. But by the time they opened at 8:30, there had to be at least 250, 300 people online. It was crazy. Now I just have to get a motorcycle one day. What's my favorite non-GM car, truck, or SUV? I'm so used to Chevys. I never really thought about it. Favorite Chevy truck? Gotta be the Trail Boss. That 1500 Trail Boss is an awesome truck. Old trucks you rule. My mom's looking to buy a new XC90. So Volvo, Cadillac, or the Lincoln Aviator. If you want to go Chevy, go Traverse, or even the Buick Enclave. They're really great cars. They have a lot of room in them. Sean C asks, what's the most number of cars you sold in one day? So not last Saturday, but the Saturday before. I actually did 6 cars that day, which was awesome. That was my record. My record prior to that was 5. But, it's funny because all the stars kind of aligned for this for these sales, because I had a couple appointments show up, 2 appointments showed up. I had another one I knew I was going to write over the phone, and then I had 2 people that I just sold. So that would have been 5. And then it was funny because at about 10 to 5, we closed at 5. 10 to 5, a customer had come in, and I was like on a 5-car high. I had been busy all day. I'm selling cars. I'm making deals. It was awesome. So as soon as this gentleman came in and I heard someone come in, and the receptionist said, yeah, we're open, because he had asked, I jumped right up to help and then sold him a Trailblazer. You may actually be watching this. If you are, thank you very much for the business. But that was actually the 6th car I sold that day, which was just 2 weeks ago. My first car was a 1993 Mercury Cougar. I don't have, I think I have a photo on my phone. This thing was turquoise blue. It had like the half Landau roof, or whatever you would call it. Let's see if I got a photo of it on here. Had like a chrome package going down the side. I loved it. To me, it was an awesome car. Let's see. This is a pretty bad shot of it. Be driving away. I must have really been on the throttle. Look at how the back wheels, that or I had a lot in the trunk. But that was my first car. It was a lot of fun to have. It was pretty cool interior, very comfortable. The problem with that car was it had a steel block with aluminum heads. And what happens is, what I've been told, is the metals of the steel and the aluminum, they'll heat and cool at different speeds for different amounts of time. And when it does that, they basically slap together as you're driving the car on like microscopic levels that basically break the head gaskets. So the head gaskets went on that vehicle 3 times in a row, 3 winters in a row. The first time we went back to the place I bought it from, it was a used car lot, and they fixed it, which was probably I think it was about $2,000 they charged us. Second time, same thing. They gave us a break on it that time because it was like the following year, the same thing happened. Got it fixed the second time. Third winter, happened again. That time, my cousin was at Lincoln Tech. It's a school in Jersey here to become auto mechanic. So he kind of knew what he was doing. He learned a lot. We decided, let's rip it apart ourselves. So in my driveway, we ripped the whole car apart, took the heads to a machine shop, had them shaved, or I guess they shave them or sand them, whatever they do, refinished the heads, put everything back together. Car lasted like 3 years after that. Never happened again. And what we think is that when they replaced the head gaskets from the mechanic, they probably never actually shaved down the heads or refinished the heads. So they were basically putting gaskets over worked metal, and that's why it kept happening. It only really seemed to happen in the cold weather. I don't know if that's really a thing. But yeah, it was a fun car to have. It was a good learning process as far as ripping an engine apart, putting it back together. You restart that car for the first time and it fires right up, and it's a pretty cool feeling. Landon's asking, what editing software do I use? So right now I'm using an iMac webcam, right? So this is an iMac, it's 21-inch. This is a 2015, so this computer is 6 years old. I use iMovie, which is the free software that comes on Mac computers. I think it's awesome, does the job. One day I will upgrade where I can use like a Final Cut Pro or something like that, where I can actually add more text and have a little bit more ability, because iMovie is limited. But for what I do, I find it, perfect. Trail Boss versus High Country. You can get the lift. You can buy the lift on the Trail Boss from the parts department of a Chevrolet store. So depending on the model, if you went with like an LTZ or a High Country to get that look, you can, depending on the model. It's got to be compatible. I don't know what would make it incompatible, but they run a VIN number, and you can actually get that same lift from General Motors and have it installed on any Silverado, any Silverado 1500. Tim Harris asks, do you think waiting for the C is worth it? From everyone I sold, right now I have 4 of them that were delivered on the road, and all 4 customers waited over a year for that car, and all 4 of them said it was well worth the wait. So if you have one on order or you're thinking about doing it, I would definitely get in on it. And it's a long wait, but it'll definitely be worth it. So we're someone's asking about the Bolt in the Bolt EUV. I think the EUV looks real sharp. I don't know what you guys think. You know, we have a Chevrolet Bolt. I have the 2019. When I look at the new style of the smaller Bolt, I'm not crazy about it. I feel like it looks a little, I don't know, a little too rounded off. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the Bolt design as it is. You know, it's a very functional design. You know, it's a tall car. It's made to have a lot of room. It's made to be very aerodynamic, you know, for range and stuff like that. I think the EUV looks more like a mainstream type car. Like when you look at it, you don't necessarily see electric or that electric car look, which I like. So if I had my choice to go with the new one, the Bolt or the EUV, I would definitely go with the EUV. I think that looks a lot better. It was pretty cool, man. Thanks for being here. I never went on live before. I figured I'd give it a shot. Someone's asking, how long does it take for a custom build to come from the factory? So things are way different these days. It used to be 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes quicker than that. We order a car, it gets pulled by GM, the order you know, goes through the process, and then we get to the dealership. Right now, like on a Suburban, forget about it. I ordered a Suburban. It was the last week of November. It came in January. I got Tahoes and Suburbans on order now that we're probably 10 to 12 weeks out, if not maybe a little further. And now there's a lot of constraints on these. Like I just ordered a Premier, Tahoe Premier, and the gentleman wanted 22-inch wheels. You cannot get 22-inch wheels. They're on constraint right now. Also, the max trailering package is on constraint. So you can't get like a Premier or the premium package. You have to break it up and get like the adaptive cruise, the sunroof, that stuff separate, because you cannot get the advanced trailering and the max trailering packages at the moment. And I just had a customer call from Ohio to see if we had we have an inbound Suburban that's a diesel, and he was calling to see if it was available. We've been getting calls all over the country on this vehicle, and it's not available. It's a sold factory order. But he had told me that because of this max trailering parts shortage, that's going to last about the entire year, which is going to completely change things up. Could you hide the glasses in your videos again? So Sean is in the comments right now. I used to hide these. So I did a series, if you're newer to the channel, about this time last year. It was in March of last year when COVID shut the dealership down in Jersey. So I basically did videos down here in my basement every day to kind of keep my sanity and you know, just keep myself occupied rather than, just sit and watch TV all day long. So I was hiding these sunglasses in different spots behind me and inside trucks and like all sorts of crazy stuff. And then finding, basically having people comment, where they saw them. And then I was taking the first place finishers, and actually I sent them a pair of these sunglasses. He had I forget how many times in a row he had gotten it right, but I should do it at the dealership and stuff like that because there's a lot more room to hide them at that point. Sean was in second place. There you go. I am located in New Jersey. We're northern New Jersey. I'm in a town called Livingston. We have 5 dealerships, but they're all within like a 30-mile radius of each other. North Jersey, we are about 30 minutes outside of New York City. So if you left Manhattan and went 30 minutes west, you'd run right into the area where I'm at. Man, it's been almost 20 minutes already. The time is just flying by. It's crazy. I should do live videos like once a week. I don't have any news yet on the Silverado refresh. I'm hoping they dress up the interior, and the interior looks more like the Tahoe and Suburban. I think the outside looks great. I don't know that they have to do anything with that yet, but the interior could use a little refresh, a bigger screen, stuff like that. I'm actually wondering when we'll get to see. Usually, General Motors does training events, and they'll have all the new stuff. Like in this case, they would have the Bolt EUV and things like that, where we can all go as salespeople, and you learn about a whole bunch of different cars, for the day or whatever the case may be. You get to see a lot of the new stuff, but with COVID, I'm imagining they're not gonna do any of that. Thanks, Rob. So who in this chat right now drives Chevys? Gotta have you guys sound off. What's up, Matt? Dealership likes the videos. They want me to do more stuff. You know, I kind of just do it on my own. However, maybe one day I'll get into doing stuff actually for the Schumacher group. They have somebody now that does it, sort of like a freelance type of thing. We just did a quick Mustang video the other day on a Shelby that we have there. But I think they should do it a lot more. I think the video, I don't think any dealership is really out there doing it the way they could take advantage of it fully, where you can just pump videos out of product and, you know, culture at the store and all that sort of stuff and just get it out there. And especially us, because we have such a good sales culture. It's a great place for customers to buy cars. You know, we don't play all the games that dealerships play. So why not promote it? Why not get it out there even more, you know? Maybe one day. So between an SUV, between the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Toyota 4Runner, and a Tahoe, the Tahoe is going to be the most expensive of the bunch by far. The Traverse would really more compare with those two vehicles. Jeep Grand Cherokee are great. You know, they get great deals on them. You know, that's really like their best seller over there. So they pump those out. My sister drives one. She loves it. I don't have too much experience with Toyota 4Runner, but Toyota's got great quality and great reliability too. So, you know, you probably can't go wrong in any of those senses. I think right now the Tahoe is probably just going to be the hardest one to get. Actually, I'm just looking. It says Chevy comes with something to combat the Ford Bronco. I actually have an idea here that I think I'm just going to tell you guys right now. So I drew this up the other day. This is actually pretty cool. So you have the Ford Raptor, right? And you have the Ram T-Rex. So should Chevy come out with something that can combat or go against the Raptor and the T-Rex? What do you guys think? So I drew up this little thing. Now it's backwards, obviously, because of the webcam, the camera. But you have the Ford Raptor, and then you have the Dodge Ram. You know, they got the little T-Rex arms here, and with the Ram T-Rex. So my thing is, these are like high-performance gas vehicles, right? And Chevrolet keeps focusing on being all electric. And, you know, why not do something that's an enthusiast type vehicle, like a Silverado, that can go against the T-Rex and the Raptor? And, you know, with Ram going against the Raptor and having like little Easter eggs on the truck where like the T-Rex is eating the Raptor and stuff like that, why don't we just make a Chevy built like a rock, come from, you know, outer space? This asteroid here just comes down to take out the dinosaurs. And we're going to call it the Silverado Armageddon. I think that's a great idea. It can be full electric. You already have the platform with the Hummer EV where it has like the 1,000 horsepower, that sort of thing. So why not just make like a really awesome, built like a rock Chevy Silverado Armageddon edition that can come out from space, take out the dinosaurs, and, you know, relieve us of having to use fossil fuels? What do you guys think? Is that a winning idea? The Chevrolet Silverado Armageddon. I mean, come on, look at my drawing skills. Do you think General Motors is going electric too quickly? I don't think they do. They are. I think the Chargers are going to be okay as far as the infrastructure, because they're really starting to pump that stuff out. And there's a lot of them out there when you really start to look, you know, in key locations where you need them, you know. Now, the majority of people like myself, I've only actually used like an actual public charger at a rest area, maybe 2 to 3 times personally. My wife maybe has 2 or 3 times as well. You know, I did it when I went to DC. I had to stop at a DC fast charger on Route 95 on the way south. And then on the way back, I stopped again just to get some juice to get home. Other than that, I plug in at work, I plug in at home, you know. And if you own a home, it's super easy because you can just plug it into an outlet, or you can plug it into a level 2 and have one installed. You know, you might spend $500-600 to do that, but the amount you'll save on fuel will pay for that, you know, by far, you know, in the long run. And, you know, for the average person, you know, you only maybe, how much do you drive in a given day? 50 miles, maybe 60 miles, depending on your commute. So really every day you can plug the car in and you could top it off. It's just you have to plan if you're going on some sort of a trip. That's the whole thing. And you got to plan for different things. It's actually funny. Somebody mentioned in a comment the other day about if you lose power, what do you do? And today I had one car plugged in. I went out to the gas station with the Volt just to fill it up because I've had no gas in the car for like the last 3 weeks. I've been just plugging in back and forth between home and work. And when I came home, actually I got to quick check to fill up. The gas station had no power. So I went to a different one. And then when I got home, we had no power. So the car wasn't charging. Luckily enough, the power came back on like 10, 15 minutes later. And I was able to go back over, restart the charge, and plug it in. But you just got to make sure you have a little bit of a cushion in that car. I think a lot of people aren't going to just get an electric vehicle and not still have a second vehicle in the house that's gas. So you'll always have that vehicle you can hop in and just go. I think it'll be okay. Not all GM dealerships are going to sell electric vehicles. That is true. Apparently, so there's some sort of a thing that you can sign up for to be like I don't know if it's like a premier dealer. I don't know what they're calling it. We signed up for it, so we're going to be putting in probably a second DC fast charger at our store. So we'll have 2 DC fast chargers and then the level 2. Actually, we have a level 2 in the shop as well. So we're on board. Schumacher's on board. We're definitely going to sell a lot of these. We do very well with the Chevrolet Bolt in our area. It's a popular car. You see a lot of electric Teslas in the area. So that New York City's surrounding area is pretty much on board right now. So people are buying them. So cool. Did you ever drive an electric car? Because it's different, but it's not boring. The car has so much torque, so much power. The regen on demand with the paddle, the one pedal driving, like it's more fun to drive an electric car, like one of these Bolts, than it is to drive, in my opinion, a regular gas car with an automatic. Now, if you're talking a stick shift car or something like that, yeah, there's a lot more fun involved in that. But the regen on demand and the one pedal driving is really pretty cool. I'm excited to see when they come out with stuff like Camaros that have it, because picture you're on a track or you're on the country road doing some spirited driving, you have instant torque. So the instant you put that pedal down, you're launching that car off. Now you come into a corner, all you do is let go of that throttle, and it's going to basically slow the vehicle down so you can take that corner, and then you just hammer down on the way out. So I'm going to make a video about the Bolt with that one day where I'm tooling around on the country roads here and just showing how that is, because you won't need the brake pedal. You just drive with it. It's good. We'll leave it at that. It's good. You got to try it. If you haven't driven one, go test drive one at the Chevy store. Check them out. See if I can look at some of these comments here. I do have a video, Brian, of the Traverse, the Blazer, the Equinox, and I think the Trax, all of them. It's a video that I did on the showroom floor a while ago, but it does compare sort of like the 3 of them, the 3 different sizes. So I do have that in one of, it's probably not in the playlist. It's probably just a video, like a product video. This pictures, I actually drew this here. So I was explaining to my wife the scenario of what I thought. And then, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Armageddon, but in the very beginning of that movie, it shows the Earth, right? And they kind of catch with the asteroid, and the asteroid heads into the Earth, eventually hits the Earth. So I envisioned a commercial in my mind starting out sort of the same way, where the first line or the first or second line is saying is, this is the Earth at a time when dinosaurs roamed. Like, how cool is that to start with this? But then this asteroid that comes down would come down like a transformer type item, and come crashing into the Earth as a truck, land in an off-road situation, driving around, taking out, dinosaur Ford Raptors and T-Rexes. But yeah, I have it all in my head. Maybe I can get in front of GM one day and actually present it. Probably not. You never know. All right. Hi, Dave B. I want to sell cars now. Do you have any advice for me on how to make more money? Also with YouTube, what's the best way to start? So YouTube, if anybody out there is trying to make a YouTube channel or wants to do YouTube, you just have to start putting stuff out. I mean, I'm 2.5, almost 3 years in to where I committed, like, I'm going to do this. That was May of 2018. It actually took me about a year of thinking about it, of putting videos, editing things, deleting them. You know, it's not, where's Sal? It's not an easy thing to do, putting yourself out there. I got to tell you right now, just doing this live, like clicking the go live button and coming on live right now, gave me anxiety. You know, it's just completely different because I'm never live. I can edit. So, you know, where I may make stupid mistakes when I talk and things like that in the video, or when I'm filming the video, I can just edit that out and I don't have to worry about it. You know, here it's like, you know, you're on the clock. But just start. You know, it's the best thing I've ever done, and it's a numbers game. So just like auto sales is a numbers game, right? The more people you talk to, the more cars you're going to sell. You just got to keep getting in front of people. I'm finding the same thing with videos. You know, the more videos I make, the more subscribers I get, the more likes and comments, and you guys, you know, joining in and being part of the Dave B Sell Chevy crew. You know, and the more the channel grows. And you know, once you break that threshold where you get that first 1,000 subscribers, and you get your first 4,000 hours of people watching your channel, and you can monetize the account, and then you start realizing, like, okay, I just made an extra 60, 70 bucks this month. You know, the next month I just made $400. I just made $500, $700. You know, it starts adding up. Like, it's pretty cool, and it's, you know, it's a lot of fun, and I don't mind it. I don't look at it as work. So like, I could work a 10, 12-hour day at work at the dealership, come home, sit down here and edit the video, and I enjoy it. You know, to me, it's a lot of fun. Did Sal trade in his VW yet? That's right around the corner. He's got a Chevy on the way. We'll leave it at that for now. Maybe I'll make him do some sort of a video with his new car. He won't do it. I just put the glasses on because I was hiding these in the past throughout different spots and different videos, so I threw them on. Someone was asking where they were. Scrolling up, do I like Ford? I don't think Ford makes bad product. They make great vehicles. I think the new Explorer, that redesign, looks fantastic. You know, that new front end, that's a mean looking truck. You know, especially for like a family SUV. So yeah, Ford is cool. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, you know. A TV series. I think my channel is growing slowly, right? But it's growing. YouTube is so funny because, like, I talk to people that have, you know, 200 to 500 to 600 subscribers, right? And it's like they're chasing after that first 1,000. You know, I don't know how my channel grew to where it is now. I guess just the content and how you tag things and how stuff gets out there, and you know, that sort of thing. My whole goal with this was basically to educate people on Chevy product and give people a glimpse behind the scenes of what it's like to work for a dealership, you know, behind the scenes. So I figure if I do those two things and just keep putting it out there, the channel will grow. I think it's growing at a pretty cool rate because I don't have a tremendous amount of subscribers, you know, we're at 7,700 or 7,800, whatever it is. But I'll put a video up and I'll get 1,500 to 2,000 views overnight, you know, which I think is a pretty good percentage, you know, because in my head, the math tells me, well, if I can get to 100,000 subscribers, I should be doing, you know, 30, 40,000 views overnight, you know, that same percentage. So hopefully that's the case. You know, I think it's just a slow, gradual growth is better. It's organic growth. You know, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I very rarely ask people to subscribe. I very, very rarely ask people to like and comment and do all that normal stuff that people in YouTube videos do. I just feel the content will do that for me. So if I put stuff out there that people like, they know what to do. They know to comment. They know to hit the thumbs up. They know, you know, that sort of stuff, because who doesn't? We all know that. It's YouTube, right? So I don't feel the needs to constantly push that out there. But listen, if anybody wants to help, like if you're sitting next to your loved one right now and they have a phone and they're not subscribed, like hop on their YouTube and hit the subscribe button. We can, if 1,000 people did that today off this video, you know, in the next couple of days, I can maybe hit 10,000 very, very quickly. Same with salespeople. Like if you're a salesperson and you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 salespeople on the floor, like tomorrow, go to work and just ask them, listen, let's all get together. Let's subscribe to Dave B's Sales Channel. That's my plug. Most cars I sold in a month, probably, it doesn't really count because it was during COVID when I was back. I did 33 or something like that, but that doesn't really count because there's no salespeople there. I think prior to that, it was about 25, 26. I only sell, like, you know, there's a lot of big, you know, there's a lot of guys that do a tremendous amount of volume in units. I average, right now, I'm only averaging, and I haven't really been there because of January and all, but I'm averaging, you know, in the last maybe 15-month period, you know, 16, maybe 17 cars a month. I only talk to maybe 30 people a month, 30 to 32 on average, as far as customers. Generally, about half the cars I sell are my previous business, referrals, repeat business, stuff like that. But, you know, our store is not tremendously busy. You know, you get stores that'll get floor traffic, you know, where they're selling 300 cars a month, but they're getting 1,000 people through the door, you know, to do it. You know, we don't get nearly that many people coming in. You know, but people in our area, when they do come in, they generally buy. Our closing ratios are real good. What's up, Hammy TV? If you guys aren't subscribed to his channel, Hammy1TV, it's in the comment right now. He does some product stuff and some dealership stuff as well. Works for a Toyota store. Views to subscribers, mine is pretty low as well. And the thing with that is, like, I don't even look at that number because I'll put a product video out, right? So let's use YouTube as a search engine. So somebody hops online and they say, I want to learn about the 2021 Tahoe because they're in the market for a 2021 Tahoe. So those videos that I do generally get a lot of views, but I don't anticipate I'm getting subscribers from that because of the fact that they're probably not coming back. They're probably just doing it to get the information they need, and then they take off and they leave and they go about their you know, their life. They're not necessarily tuned in to a Chevy channel or a dealership channel. So I wouldn't even look at that number. I don't look at it. You know, to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, of course, you like a very high percentage of people subscribe that watch, but it just won't probably happen. Yeah, I know the Chevy dude. We're both tall white guys. I should go. We should probably collab. I wonder if he would ever do that. I'd be able, if I went out to his dealership and did something out there one day. "38 minutes. I think we're going to cut this video at 45 minutes, and I'm going to go back. I'll go back upstairs at that point. So I'll hang out with you guys for another 7 minutes or so. I appreciate everybody being here. What other YouTubers do you guys watch? If you can put that down, let's see. Like, I watch Street Speed, of course. You know, I got big into his channel, and of course the people in his you know, in his little crew there. I watch their stuff. What other car YouTubers do you guys watch? Savage Sean. I'm gonna write that down. It's funny, no matter how many, there's so much out there as far as YouTubers. There's people that I would never even see. Like, someone just commented about, I forget his name. I subscribed to him though. Something Jason or Joe the Honda Pro or Jason the Honda Pro. His videos are pretty cool. I'm just writing this down so I can check people out. Straight pipes. Anybody but DeMuro. His video is very informative though. Bros 4-speed. I gotta check out Scotty Kilmer. That's like the third person that wrote that down. Jason, I had coffee this morning. Thank you very much. I was at work one day, and I get an Amazon package in the mail, and I'm like, what's this? I didn't order anything from Amazon. And it's a pack of Dunkin' Donuts coffee pods from a subscriber. Much appreciated. That day I had to walk to the coffee store. I had to walk to Dunkin' Donuts in the snow because I had no coffee in the house, and it turns out they were closed anyway. You might not want to check out Scotty Kilmer. What's up with Scotty Kilmer? I think I'm going to do this. This is pretty cool. I actually enjoy doing this live. I think I'm going to come up with topics and try to do this once a week, probably on Tuesday nights, and just talk topics. Because then I can answer a lot of questions and stuff like that without actually editing and making the video. Just do it in this format here. Scotty hates Chevy. Okay, that's cool. Everybody has their opinion. The discount for the GM credit card, it depends on the card. Like what I've been seeing is a top off of 1,000 plus whatever you had on the card. It might be different on the Bolt. I haven't looked it up yet because I haven't had that come up just in normal daily business. But if you either can log in or just give the credit card company a call, they'll let you know. So Scotty is a negative type guy who always goes about talking about how the cars are not good. I'd rather be the positive guy that talks about stuff that's more fun and what makes the cars good. Everything's going to have its pros and cons. Steven, what's up, bud? Before you called, I was entrenched in Warzone on Xbox. I couldn't answer the call. I was in the middle of the heated battle, and I'll give you a ring tomorrow. Street speed destroying the T-Rex. I think that was very, very sad and unfortunate, but it is what it is. It sounds like based on his videos that he didn't know it was going to get destroyed as much as it did. So then he just, like he said in one of his most recent videos, he just took it to the extreme at that point because, just for the content. Actually, Steve, I'm going to hop off here like 2 minutes, so I'll give you a call when I'm done. Ever have an SSR at your store? All right, we're going to end the video with this one. So we did have them in the past, and actually it's pretty funny. So I worked at a different Chevy store prior to the one I'm at now for like 8 months before the store closed. It was Warnock Chevrolet, Morristown, New Jersey. We had about 4 of them. They were all like this, I forget what they called it. It was like a teal, sort of dark blue color. All stick shift. They ordered 4 of them identical. So we used to use these things to like go get pizza and run errands. Like anytime we had to run an errand or do something, we would just take a dealer car. And we would always take these vehicles. And my buddy Matt that I worked with would always drive because at the time I didn't drive stick shift. I never really had the practice and I never really did it before. So one day we go to get pizza. He's like, "Listen, you drive, I'll teach you." It was the funniest experience I've ever had in a car with somebody because him trying to teach me, which wasn't helping whatsoever, me on a hill, constantly stalling out traffic. It was pretty hilarious. But I thought those trucks were pretty cool. I like those. I like them a lot. They were a little pricey. Most people, rather than going with that, would have just went to a Corvette if they were looking for a performance car. But MG has arrived, and I'm just shutting her down, man. The only thing you won't see is Freeman hop out. But listen, this was cool. So 45 minutes in, this was my first ever live event. Just started out as a way to test it out, and I ended up having a pretty cool conversation with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support and stuff like that. And I'll be sure to try to do this. Maybe I'll try to do this once a week and just come up with topics to discuss and talk about the car business and answer questions and do that sort of thing. So everybody have a good night. I'll talk to you guys soon.